That's just sick though. I've seen people like with the GC8s, they run like the little C-bar headlights on the GC8s. That look pretty nice.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan, but I'm not very I'm old. I'm old, so like all that stuff's kind of ricey to me.
The
So
C-bar headlights?
the C lights, yeah, on the GCs, I think it
What
looks
about the
ricey.
6s though?
Um,
What do you just black out the housing? Do you think that looks better if they black out the housing?
which one?
Well, like on the 0600X is the Hawkeyes in it.
Yeah, they're all right. Not a fan of those either.
Or the black out housing.
Yeah, like I said, I'm weird, but I'm old.
But
I
so-
like
So what do you think? looks
so
better?
I have a 15 STI now, and it's got like halos and the kind of sea light thing.
Yeah.
Looks okay in that body style. It's all right. I'm not a huge fan.
Well, the
of it.
Hawkeyes are the ones where they're like known for it. Since you headlights.
Well, I had an 07 STI for a while too, and it didn't have any of that stuff. No.
Is this stock headlights?
Yep. Stock. I like the 07 ones because the 07 ones were chrome inside. They were shiny silver.
Yeah.
And it was a black car, looked all right. Whereas the 06 has like a gray housing. It looks kind of weird. But then the taillights on the 07 are also shiny silver. They look like butt cheek.
Yeah,
So
I
I
don't know.
tuned
I
those.
don't know if I want to go C-bar headlights or this black out housing.
All right, so I'm live here now. And this whole time they've been hearing us talk about headlights. But I want people to show up because I want to just share my cam tool with people here and show how it works. There's an old head right there. Actually, on this table we'll use as a demo. There's already seals in it, but whatever. So I'm really excited. These cam tools are here. I designed them one day, SolidWorks Action, and I know I posted some pictures, I think on Facebook maybe, or some shit, I don't recall what it was, but anyways, the factory Subaru one that you can get, I think they have the metal one now too, but the main one they sell is a plastic one made by Kentmore or whatever, and it works okay if you're doing like, 2 engines ever with it, but as soon as you get a few done, it starts to deform. This lip here that sets the depth of the seal gets all dicked up and flattened out. Plastic starts to crack. And then when you're trying to put the seal on, here's right here. Perfect. Yeah. Look how hammered that gets, right? I mean, you do a handful of the seals and like you can't see anything. I mean, yeah. It sucks. And then they start to crack and get nasty, and you can't clean them with anything good that cuts down oil because it also damages the plastic. It sucks. And it's cheap though. Now, granted, mine's gonna be more expensive than that by far. But I wanted to improve on the design, not just by having a metal lip, This is aluminum, anodized. It's not brass. Just because it's gold doesn't mean it's brass, right? It's fucking anodized aluminum. And it's knurled for some grip. And the reason I have that knurling for grip is because I added a function to it. If you look inside, you'll see that there. This is actually an insert, a little guide pin, if you will. See here, I'm trying to use one hand while I hold the camera. This guy here, so it slides on that. Now the idea behind this that I had was that, also let me show you this here. See, it's hex, right? It's a hex, and so this guide pin turns with the housing. Okay, so the idea behind this is that twofold. One, when you're trying to put a cam seal on, and you're doing it, sometimes it gets cockeyed, right? It gets a little crooked. You're trying to put it in there, and then you got to hit one side a little more, then one side a little. You got to like work it in, right? This tool has so little play in it, you can't be anything but square, which is really cool. So you thread the pin into the cam. I'll show you here. This is actually really cool. Hopefully I can do this because my phone doesn't have the rotate button. Here's a head, right? Okay. So here's the threads. You go like this to the head, and then you spin it. It's better with 2 hands because you gotta hold the pin in a little bit. Anyway, so you spin it in. Boop, there he goes. And it only goes a few turns, and then it seats on a shoulder. See the shoulder here? And you can take it out and do it by hand if you want. But say you put it by hand, did too hard or something, then you can use the hex on this to thread it out. Boop, there it is. Okay? So you take your seal, you put it on there, and you get this guy, and what you'll see is there's no way of changing the alignment on this. This doesn't wiggle at all. There's no chance, like, there's no movement. I mean, what's that? A quarter of a degree, maybe, if even that. That's my palm. Yeah, I hope like that. Anyways, so it slides on this guide pin, and then you can push the seal in, tap it with a hammer or whatever. Now this is the short side. this is the right side head. You'll notice that the right side head has a shorter cam protrusion. The left side is longer. Here's the left one. And I remember that because L, left is long. That's how I remember the long ones. It's easier on the long one, obviously, because you don't got to push the thing in as far, but to get the thread in. Well, you just a quick little spinny. Whoop. Pull it off, take your seal, put the seal on, then put it back in place. You'll see here it's got like perfect level, right, of protrusion there. Perfect seal depth on here. I think it's 0.7 millimeters below flush. I think it's what I put there, or 0.9, something like that. Anyways, it stays totally square and centered, right? You're not hammering on the seal off center and denting it up or anything like that. Like, this keeps the tool. Look at that, beautiful. Completely centered on there. So if you happen to accidentally run that pin in too hard, well, hey, it's I'm by a hex, so you just spin it off my hand, thus the knurling. Then you just spin it off, and you put it on. It's only, like I say, a couple turns. I'm overturning it, probably. Coming off, there you go. A little spinny, seal on, boop, hammer it in. This heavy enough, you could probably slide hammer this bitch too if you wanted to. So the tool is aluminum, anodized, and then the pin is steel. And there's, I think, 3/10,000ths of an inch clearance from the pin and the tool. Let's see. The word hex in Dutch means witch, spelled hex, but pronounced identically. Oh, and you would know that because your wife is Dutch. Link to buy, Jason. I haven't put it on the site yet. I just picked them up today, and so I got to put them on the site and get that available. They're not gonna be the cheapest cam tool around, obviously, because there's a lot more to them than the plastic ones that you buy or the ones that were just a regular brick of aluminum with a kind of a lip on it or something. I don't recall what I established I had the price them at for them to be viable as a product, you know, but they'll be on the site soon. I'll probably do that tonight when I get home. Yay, right? So super excited about that. It's always nice to have a part that you design come to fruition, you know, and I got like 100 of them, I think. And so it was pretty expensive, or 200 of them. Tier 1 bought 100 and I bought 100. It's pretty expensive to make, but it's nice. It's sturdy. You can feel the knurling is really good. The knurling's like perfect, just right amount of grip. Just the right amount of knurling to embed a bunch of grease in there probably. I put a little bit of lubricant on the inside. I just put a little blaster on there, or no, Penetro from Schaefer's on there, just to give a little extra. We tried it earlier with some silicone lubricant, like dialyzer grease. That gave it a really nice feel to it. A little sticky, a little slow moving, but this didn't slide out when you picked it up. That was kind of handy too, I suppose. But so the way it's going to be sold is a kit with this and the pin, and then I'll have the pins probably individually. I'll have some extra ones made for if people drop them and mess the threads up or whatever. But I mean, technically you could use this without the pin. Oh yeah, let me show you that. So without the pin, you can do it. I made the inner diameter obviously large enough for the cam to fit in there. But without the pin, here's without the pin. So like the diameter is still really centered, but you can see there's room to move around, right? Without the pin, but still, it's very centered. And so it's definitely nice and not tight per se, but you know, it's definitely got enough on here that if you don't want to use the pin, if you're in too much of a hurry, you don't like the pin idea or whatever, you can just boop, beat it on. It won't be nearly as square, but it's still pretty square, you know, but the pin's definitely better. Anyways, it can be used both ways. All right. This is like the worst live feed ever I think I've ever done with it. Moving around and not focusing on anything but the tool. But any questions about this, guys? Before I turn off the stream. I'm supposed to tune the car today, but the guy didn't show up. I'm actually happy about that. Probably shouldn't say that publicly, but I'm actually happy he didn't show up. Not because I didn't get the car, but because I wanted to do some other things today, and then this definitely made it possible. You know, with him not being here. So, anyways, thanks for stopping by. Here's the tool. I will put that up on the site, and I'll probably go back to this video in the description and put a link for it after I get it on the site. No link's going to be. So, hey, thanks. Have a good one.